Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome suburban house. If you enjoy this video, all I ask is that you please hit that like button, as it really does help me and the channel out very much. And if you do enjoy this house enough to make it, please share it with a friend. Sharing is caring. I have also designed the interior for this house, so if you want some ideas and inspiration, I'll be showing it all at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Without any further ado, however, let's get started. Before we begin, I can tell you that we will require every single one of these materials that you can see in my hotbar and inventory right now. Please do make sure that you have access to every single one of these. And we will also need an area that is 20 blocks wide and 21 blocks long. So please do make sure that you have enough room to build this. Make sure that you got all of this stuff. Pause the video if necessary. And once you've got all of that figured out, we can begin. So if you have made this grid in your world, I'm going to recommend you start on the front left corner of the grid. The grid is not necessary. Place a pillar quartz block on the corner, and then place 6 upside down birchwood stairs going right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then a pillar quartz block. 4 birch slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a pillar quartz block. 6 upside down birch stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place pillar quartz block. Behind it, 19 birch stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then a pillar quartz block. Come across the back with 6 upside down stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then a pillar quartz block. 4 birchwood slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pillar quartz block. And then 6 upside down stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then a pillar quartz block. And then we're going to connect these pillar quartz blocks front to back, upside down, connecting the build all together like this. What we then have to do is fill the center of this in using a block of quartz. Now, I would highly recommend filling in the entire of the ground floor, because that's what this is. I want you to fill the entirety of this in using block of quartz. In reality, you only have to fill in the first 2 rows all the way around the outside, but if you do want a floor inside of your house, I would recommend filling in the entire area with block of quartz, or another white block of some description would also look perfectly fine. Now there we are. What we now want to do is come to the very first block that we ever placed, which is of course this corner pillar quartz block, and I want you to work your way inwards from this corner diagonally. And I want you to do this. I want you to do 1, 2, 3. Place a pillar quartz block, and then I want you to go right of that pillar quartz block and place yourself 4 birchwood planks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move inwards 1, right 1, go up by 2, 1, 2, place 2 birchwood stairs going right. 1, 2. Then a birchwood plank. Connect it down to the ground. Take the block that hit the ground, extend it right 1 towards you. And then right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then in 1. Right 1. And then we're actually going to go upwards. We're going to go up by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to place 3 diagonals coming back and upwards. This will look like 1, 2, 3. We're then going to go right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 3 diagonals coming down and back. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to connect all the way down to the ground, which should, hopefully I can anticipate that. It should be right about here. There we go. So we should be looking at a shape which should look exactly like this. It kind of reminds me of the shape of the Pokemon Diglett. And we want to come all the way down and take the block that hits the ground. And we want to extend it inwards by 1. Then out of the back by 1. And then right by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then extend it inwards 1. Right 1. Up by 2. 1, 2. Place 2 stairs going right. 1, 2. Then a birchwood plank. Extend it down to the ground. Take the block that hits the ground, go right towards you. Right by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're actually going to go inwards by 1. And then right by 1. And then we're going to go up by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're then going to place 3 diagonals coming upwards and forwards. 1, 2, 3. Right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 3 bottom right diagonals coming towards the front. 1, 2, 3. And then connect this block all the way down to the ground like this. And it should actually connect just behind that pillar quartz block that we placed earlier, which we can delete. Because you see now, we have the frame of the house. We've got a lot of the frame of the house complete. So what I want you to do now is I want you to fill in the entire left side and the entire right side of the frame of the house in using birch wood planks. I have opted to not place any windows on the left and right hand sides of the house because the front and the back each have 4 windows, including a large balcony. However, if you find that you miss windows on the sides of the house, if in some rooms you'd like a little bit more light or perhaps to use them as some form of feature, simply add them and copy the style of the other windows. Very easy to do. So one side filled in, and let's work our way all the way over to the other side here, and we can get this filled in also in the same manner. And the same applies here. There's no windows on this side because I opted to not place them because they would mess with my interiors a little bit too much. But easily add them later on if you do desire. Okay, so now that we have both walls filled in, the left wall and the right wall, I want you to come to the front of the house. We have to add windows and those sorts of details now. I want you to take the left side of the house where we have this sticky out part, and you can connect that as well, by the way. We want to take the sticky out part on the left side of the house, these two middle birchwood blocks, and I want you to place 2 rows of glass on top of them. So 1 and then 2, like this. Place birchwood stairs on top of the 2 rows of glass. And then place 2 rows of actual birchwood planks. 1, 2. And then 2 rows of glass. 1, 2. And then a row of birchwood stairs, like this. I want you to place birchwood planks directly to the right of all of that. I want you to then take the very top birchwood plank and I want you to extend it to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And place a row of birchwood stairs underneath the planks. What we are then going to do is place a row of birchwood planks out of the back of the stairs. And we're going to extend the left plank downwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. And the right plank also downwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to connect those together. And then we're going to extend them out of the front of the build by not 1 row, but 2 rows, like this. Might even make it 3. Nah, 2 rows is completely fine, I think. Okay, we're then going to place on the left side a row of birchwood planks, and on the right side a row of birchwood planks, and then white stained glass pane in between at the end. Once you've done that, we can even connect the doorway. We can even place a row of birchwood planks like above the doorway like this. It actually wants to be 1 row in front of the actual door frame itself to give us this result. And then we can flip over to this side here and do a very similar thing. So on this sticky out part of the house here, we're going to take these middle 2 birchwood plank blocks and place 2 rows of glass on top. 1 row of glass, 2. And then a row of birchwood stairs. 2 rows of planks, 1, 2. 2 rows of glass, 1, 2. And a row of birch stairs, like this. What we can then do is place a row of birchwood planks coming up from the left next to the window and coming up right next to the window also, like this. And then the remaining empty space that we have here on the left side, the singular birchwood plank block, I actually want you to place 10 birchwood planks on top of it. Count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's important that that number was correct. We then, from this 10th block, want to place 2 upper right diagonals. 1, 2. We're going to go right 1 and do 2 bottom right diagonals. 1, 2. We're going to go right 1 and place 2 upper right diagonals. 1, 2. Somehow managed to delete that first block. We're then going to go right 1 and then place 2 bottom right diagonals. 1, 2. And then we're going to connect down. So we'll end up with a shape that should very much look like this. I then want you to fill the area in using birchwood planks, like so. So we have something which should look exactly like that, which looks very fancy looking if you ask me. Now, once you have done that on the front, we want to come to the back of the house and do a very similar deal. So, on the back of the house, we want to have the same window formations that we have on the front, which means we want to take these 2 middle blocks right here and place 2 rows of glass on top. 1, 2. A row of birchwood stairs on top of that. 2 rows of planks. 1, 2. 2 rows of glass. 1, and then 2. Like that. And then a row of birchwood stairs. And then we want to, from there, we want to place a row of birchwood planks on top. Extend the birchwood planks right and left, and then connect those down to the ground. You see, the back of the house is ever so slightly different than the front of the house. There's not as much shape. Let's do the same on the right side here. So we want to take these two middle blocks and we want to place 2 rows of glass on top. 1 and then 2. Birchwood stairs on top. Like 1, 2. 2 rows of planks. 1, 2. 2 rows of glass. 1 and then 2. A row of birchwood stairs. And then a row of birchwood planks. Extend right and left. And connect downwards. So where you can, just connect all the way down like this. So we'll end up with this shape. What we then want to do is we want to place on top of the door 2 rows of birchwood planks. So this will be 1, then 2. And then a row of block of quartz. And then we want to extend the left block upwards by 2. 1, 2, using birchwood planks. And the right, 1, 2. We want to place a door in between these blocks. So I'm just going to get rid of the fence for a second. I'm going to place dark oak wood door in between these blocks. So this is out onto the balcony. We're going to raise the birchwood planks 1 higher and place birchwood stairs between them, like this, so just above the doors. And then we're going to place an entire row of birchwood planks on top of it to give us this shape right here. What we then want to do is we want to take... Can you see where we placed the block of quartz here, yeah? Just underneath the door. If you follow that same line to the left, here, and I want you to place a block of quartz, I then want you to extend the block of quartz forwards by 3. 1, 2, 3 like that. We're then going to place a block of quartz underneath, like this. And on the right, do the same. So you follow the block of quartz to the right. And here, place 4 block of quartz coming outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then block of quartz down. Connect left to right like this. And then we actually need a little bit of fence as well. So I'm going to get rid of the door for a second. Grab the birchwood fence. I'm going to place a row of fence on top of this. And then we're going to fill the center of this in using birchwood planks. So that's completely the wrong area that I want to fill in. We want to join the row of quartz to the house itself using birchwood planks like this. And this is just a nice little balcony area that we have on the back of the house. We'll decorate it a little bit later on, as a matter of fact. So something like that. And then we need to create a step down from the doors onto the balcony. So maybe a couple of quartz stairs below the doors with some pillow quartz block in between. Something like that looks nice and fancy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now that we have completed the back part of the house, or at least that specific part of it, I want you to work your way to the front of the house, because we're going to start working on the roof a little bit. So, I want you to grab your quartz stairs, and I want you to come to the upper left window. And I want you to take the top front left corner of the window, which is here, and I want you to place an upside down quartz stair in front of it. Then on top of that stair, I want you to place a sideways facing quartz stair. Inwards, an upside down quartz stair. On top, a regular quartz stair. Inwards, an upside down stair. With a regular on top. Place a regular stair back to back with that stair. An upside down stair underneath that. A regular stair to the right, an upside down stair underneath that, a regular to the right, place an upside down stair underneath and one to the right, place a regular stair on top of that facing inwards, an upside down stair to the right of this with a regular on top, upside down to the right, regular on top, regular to the right, upside down underneath facing inwards, a regular to the right, an upside down underneath, regular to the right, upside down underneath, and then a regular to the right. And you can actually perhaps even join that to the house. And the only thing that I neglected on this left side is you can place a regular stair to the left like this, and then you can extend that to the house if you so wish. Okay, so now that you've done that, we just want to delete the excess birch wood plank blocks that are behind those stairs. Like this, we're just going to shave those away so that they're not sticking out anymore. And now, once you have done that, we want to do the rest of the roof. So, where we have the sides of the roof here, I want you to place sideways quartz stair coming up the side of the roof until you eventually reach the top like this. And in doing that, we're also going to have to change the position of this end stair here. This quartz stair, we have to face it forwards, like this. And then on the opposite side of the roof, we want to do the same thing. We want to have quartz stairs running up the side of the roof like this until it eventually reaches the top. And then I guess we also have to change the position of this stair so it fits, so like forwards, like that. The roof also wants to overhang the house by one row, so do make sure that it overhangs the left and the right side of the house by one row like this, and also the same on the opposite side as well, like this. And we also want to make sure that underneath the roof we have upside down quartz stairs where appropriate, so coming underneath the roof like this, and the same thing on the opposite side. We also want to have upside down stairs like here, here, all the way underneath, like that. And we also want to join these quartz stairs together, so like at the top, left to right, we're going to join it together. And we're slowly going to work our way all the way down. And where this gets slightly tricky is, for these additional like window areas here, we of course want these quartz stairs to join to the roof as well. So in some parts you are going to have to extend these sides inwards and then forwards to accommodate the little mini roofs on the front. And I'm just going to do this on both sides, like this. It really doesn't matter in what order you do this or in what way, as long as it does all eventually join in the same place, in the exact same way. It really doesn't matter whether you like take care of the big part of the roof first or the small roof. And we also do have a couple of conflicts here with the middle of the roof, because the two mini roofs want to join together in the middle like this. They all want to join together like this. And then around like that. Just like this. And also here. There we go. So, oh, and these will also want to, might have to destroy blocks here, but these will also want to feed in to the big main part of the roof as well. Surely we can, sideways, there we go. So we want to have something which should eventually look like that. You can see it all flows together very, very nicely. And then, once you have done that, the back part of the roof is very, very simple in comparison, I do suppose. Because, you see, on the back side of the roof, we're just going to have a straight roof. So, the roof is actually going to begin right here, in front of the top part of the windows. We're going to have a straight row of quartz stairs just extending across the entire back of the house, making sure that they do indeed overhang like this, just entirely across the back. And then we're going to do another row of quartz stairs just up above, and then so on and so forth, as you can see, until we eventually reach the top of the build. We'll then join the back part of the roof to the front part of the roof using block of quartz like this, and that's how the roof is going to go. So let's work on the roof together right now, although from this point onwards I'm going to remain nice and silent so that we can just both focus on our roofs. Remember, overhang by one row, connect it together using quartz blocks, and place upside down quartz stairs where appropriate on these sides that are indeed overhanging. So eventually we should end up with something that looks exactly like this. So you can see the back of the roof is far more simple. Overhangs, upside down quartz stairs where appropriate, and we have quartz blocks on the top to finish it off. Now once you have done that part of the build, we now have to move on to the next part. All the way around the build you will notice that we have pillar quartz blocks surrounding the base of the build. We want to raise up every pillar quartz block by 3 using pillar quartz blocks. So like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So on and so forth, every single instance that you find a pillar quartz block on the edge of the side of the house. Like that. So once all of those have been raised up, we now want to place on top of the pillar quartz blocks a row of block of quartz that connects all of the pillar quartz blocks together. It's very, very important. So pillar quartz blocks all connecting together with a row of block of quartz that goes all the way around the outside of what is the porch area. Next, I want you to place a row of quartz slabs that sits on the outside yet lower part of those quartz blocks that we just placed, connecting all of the porch together. Just like this. Perfect. I now want you to place a row of quartz slabs that sits half a row above and inside of the row of quartz blocks. So we are slowly going to feed a row of quartz slabs all the way around the inside of our porch area, just like this. And we just have to move through the build here, so it'll start from here and go all the way around and connect around, as you can see, so just like this. And then one more time, we're going to place a row of quartz slabs that is half a row above, and inside of the porch area. So we won't be adding any more after this. We just want to make sure that it all connects together very, very nicely, very, very naturally, just like this. And we may even alter, might even alter the balcony area as we get to the back, maybe to make it look a little bit more interesting. But the entire point is to eventually end up with something that should look exactly like this. Okay, so the next part involves us doing this. So we want to place a row of birch fence that sits on top of the birchwood stairs that we have at the base of the porch. So birchwood fence all the way on top of all of the upside down birchwood stairs. There's quite a lot of it to place. Once that has been completed, I want you to grab the quartz stairs. As you go around the build, you'll see that there are many parallel rows of pillar quartz block together. Parallel rows simply means there's one on this side and one on that side opposite it. I want you to place upside down quartz stairs every time you see kind of like a space, a gap of pillar quartz block joining together. So that left side, for instance, where we have the entrance, right of the entrance, we have a very long gap on both the right side and the left, and we have equivalent spaces on the back as we do the front. So the back and the front are equivalent. This just creates nice little archways which look good around the house. It really just does make a nice little bit of decoration. There we go. Now on the left and right sides, I want you to connect the quartz stairs together using birchwood plank, or birchwood slabs as I should say. So on this side of the house and on the opposite side of the house also, we want to have the same thing. So also on this side. Not on the front and the back, however, those sides are different. This is how we keep a little bit of the asymmetrical part of the house, and it just looks nice. It looks a little bit more streamlined. On the front of the house specifically, I'm going to place upside down quartz stairs facing inwards towards each other underneath the top windows. So underneath that left window at the top, and underneath this right window at the top as well. For a little bit of decoration on the front of the house, I'm going to use some, well, I need doors for the main entrance. I need a little bit of spruce trapdoor, birch fence, sea lanterns. I also need flower pots, which is something I don't actually have, which is frustrating. Signs, jungle leaves, and flower pots. These are optional, so you don't have to grab these if you don't like. So where we have the balcony area on the front of the house, I'm just going to place 2 flower pots here on the balcony with some red tulips in them to create a nice little bit of colour. At the base of the entrance, I want to place dark oakwood doors just in front of the entrance like this. I'm going to place jungle leaves underneath the windows on the lower part of the house, and I'm going to place signs surrounding the jungle leaves. This creates a nice little bit of colour and is a very easy decoration, and most importantly it's a different decoration than what I usually apply to houses, so it really does just add a nice little bit of colour like that. Now when it comes to the sea lanterns, this is what I did. Now you take this or leave this. On the edges of the roof, on both the front and the back, I placed 2 birch fence coming down, and then a sea lantern underneath, and then I placed spruce trap doors. They are so awkward to place. Spruce trap doors all the way around the sea lantern, and this creates a nice little bit of hanging light. Completely optional. I'm doing that on the left and also the right side. Going to place the same decoration, and I'll also do the same on the back, by the way, because I do want the same decoration that I have on the front and the back. And we'll be applying a small bit of detail as well on the back part of the house too. So, you know, the front part of the house, it looks quite nice like this. If you would like to add a very small, but I do this detail everywhere, so you might not like it. Next to the entrance, perhaps glazed terracotta with jungle leaves in them. You might like that decoration, you might not, it depends on your sort of style, but I use that absolutely everywhere and I love it. On the back part of the house, the first thing that we're going to do is add the hanging lights, which means birch fence coming off the edge of the roof with sea lanterns surrounded by spruce doors. I wish there was like a tool that like just immediately placed like wooden trapdoors of any description all the way around a block. I'd actually really appreciate it and use that no end. So just on that side, hanging down towards the edge of the balcony. Might even lower the balcony, to be honest with you. But a fence, sea lantern, because the balcony almost seems too high at the moment, you know? We'll see. Let's take a look at it in just a moment. We don't want to do this. We don't want to have an ugly looking balcony, do we? So, just like that. Two hanging lights. So, what I'm thinking here is on the back part of the balcony, I want to have some quartz stairs, and I want to place quartz stairs underneath the windows on the back part of the balcony. And then once again, this decoration is glazed terracotta next to the stairs with some jungle leaves on top. I love that decoration, no end. Next to the door, I might even place some flower pots with some red tulips, just to create a bit of colour. I like colour with houses very much, so that's you know, that's why I have a lot of colour in my houses. That describes it perfectly. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is what we have for the balcony right now. It's just, maybe what would fix the look of it is if we added some, instead of the quartz blocks that we have, if underneath the fence we place upside down birchwood stairs like that. That actually fixes the balcony because it creates a level of depth with the balcony that was just like a block of wall beforehand. I actually kind of like that. Make that adjustment, or don't make that adjustment. That's actually completely up to you. The back of the house looks so cool. I really like that. Anyway, now that you've done the back of the house, we've actually completed the house, ladies and gentlemen. Unbeknownst to me, we've actually completed the house right here. That's the last thing that we had to do. So this is hopefully what you guys are looking at right now. This is what the house should look like now, nice and finished. This is without any exterior or interior decoration. Now I am going to come all the way back to my very first rendition of this house to give you guys some inspiration on both the inside and the outside. Okay, so this is the original version of the house, and I just want to show you the outside first. So the differences between this house and the house that we just made: I have some flower beds on the front of my house which cover nicely between the two parts of the porch on both the left and the right. I have added a grass path which leads out to the front left of the house, where I have grown a tree and placed a swinging seat on it. I've also placed some exterior fence and some walls that kind of just mark out the land of the house. On the right side of the house, I've made a very simple car, and once again we have more walls and more fence, and we have some jungle leaves behind the car to kind of separate the back of the house and the front of the house. On the back of the house, I've made a nice little garden here. You know, I've got a couple of more flower beds leading out the back of the porch. And what's different on the back of the house is I've kind of added like a nice little like archway that leads onto the garden area. So I've got kind of like, these are supposed to be kind of like tomato vines on the back of the house. I don't know whether you can tell that through looking at this. We have a bit more of a traditional farm with some flowers mixed in here on the right. We have a little tool shed here, which really does complement the whole sort of like feel of the garden. And that's kind of like covers the outside of the house. You know, feel free to watch that more and more times, or to pause it wherever you like. But these are just some ideas that I'm chucking around for you guys as to what you can do with the exterior of the house. You know, take it or leave it, completely up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do with the inside of the house. As we do come to the inside of the house, however, I have divided the house into 4 rooms on the base of the house, with a long hallway connecting from the front to the back, as you can see. Well, the first room is a very small living room. It's basically enough for just like a sofa, a lamp, and a television. The room on the left, coming towards the back, we have a very small kitchen. So we have this sort of design for a kitchen. It blends nicely. I tried to keep colors that all kind of like go together very well. On the opposite side of the house, towards the back, we have a small little dining room, you know, like a table. We have a lamp. We have some seating. We have kind of a little bit of decoration as well, a jukebox, you know, regular stuff that you'd find in people's dining rooms. Leading towards the front of the house, I opted to have a kind of like a staircase room. So it also acts kind of like a a cloak closet as well, where you would, you know, keep your stuff in just underneath the stairs. And if we do come up the stairs, I've got this divided in kind of like a weird way as well. We kind of have like a landing area here, and it divides into 2 bedrooms. So this is the master bedroom that we have right here. There is just, you know, it's quite nicely decorated. Again, kind of keeping to the colour scheme. It's got a computer and a bed and what have you. And the opposite side of the hall, we have another bedroom, which I guess I actually didn't remember to furnish. So, yeah, that's kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you. You know, I did think that I furnished all of the rooms, but I guess that I hadn't. And we now lead onto the bathroom. Very easy design. We've got a nice big bath, some towels. We've got like a sink and, you know, that sort of stuff. And each one of the, well, the bathroom leads onto the back balcony, which I find kind of cool. And the master bedroom, because it is the master bedroom, leads onto the front balcony, which I think is cool as well. When it comes to the last bedroom, like, I mean, you could either have like a bedroom or an office. You can see I kind of started to do it, but I guess I obviously forgotten, which is really, really embarrassing. Like, you can even see up into the ceiling, which, by the way, if you wanted to, you could even have like another bedroom up here. You could even have like a set of stairs which led up to here and have like a big giant loft bedroom, or maybe a games room of some sort. But that's, you know, like kind of left open. And that's pretty much the entire interior / exterior, ladies and gents. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have enjoyed this house. If you have, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really does help me and the channel out very, very much. And if you have made it to this point, please share it with a friend. Sharing is caring. If you want to keep up to date with the channel and what I'm going to be building up in the future, please subscribe and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That ensures that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. Very, very important. And if you do want to check out any more of my builds, you know, we build all sorts of different houses, ranging from more suburban houses to modern mansions and big, just giant weird projects such as the Tetris house and roller coaster houses and stuff. Check out the card system and the description below. We do all sorts of crazy stuff around here, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta tell you, do crazy, crazy stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Check out the channel. I really do appreciate every single one of you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.